My name is Ryan Contreras, and this is TRES Photos. This first picture that I wanted to share with you guys this is one of my older brother and his daughter when she was first born. That is, that's like the day that my brother grew up, I feel like. He recently passed away about 3 months ago. And that little girl in that photo, she's 18 now. And I've been trying to play dad. I know that, I told her that, I'm never going to be able to replace her dad. Like, I know that, but I'd like to think that I'm here doing all this stuff that my brother would want me to do. And look at this photo, it just reminds me of better times and, watching him just be a great dad. And he was just a stubborn guy. He was a stubborn guy, but I love him. And this picture was just like the epitome of like when he went from being just like a gangster kid. Yeah, and just like him, his memories, you always think of the good times, when somebody passes away, it's always like he was a great guy and you really loved him and you missed him, and you try not to think of the bad times, and yeah, was he an asshole? Yeah, my brother was an asshole, but that doesn't change the fact that he was also a great person. And I see these little memories of him when I go through my phone. That's one of them. This second photo is just a testament to how wild of a life he lived. He moved out to Hollywood from Ohio years ago, and he went to the Playboy Mansion twice for the Hugh Hefner parties. Here's a picture of him filming Steve-O outside of his apartment. Apparently he lived in the same building with Steve-O, and he used to hang out with him, I guess, on a pretty regular basis. And one of his friends actually shared this photo with me. He was like, yeah, I come out to this ruckus out in the hallway, and there's your brother with Steve-O, of all people, just hanging out, and he's filming him. And only my brother, he would find his way into the craziest situations. Regular dude from Ohio moves out to Hollywood, ends up partying at the Playboy Mansion, and meeting famous celebrities, and just doing it. People talk about it. He did it, and it's a reminder of you can do whatever you want if you put your mind to it. That's for sure. And that's how he was. He never wanted to settle for less. He was always hustling. He was always trying to do that next thing. Complacency was not something that he would settle for. And this picture's just proof of that. This last photo is just the three of us. Just three brothers when we were kids. When we were kids, before everything, before you get all those shitty habits and you start drinking or using, or you start messing up in life, or whatever happens, this is before all that.
And where were you guys at that time?
We were in Jersey. in New Jersey.
What do you
So
remember
we're
about
like,
the setting?
so in this photo, we're actually at my grandma's house. My grandparents had actually stepped in to take care of my brothers and I, and my grandparents basically raised us more or less, and it was the three of us. We were hell raisers though. Like, we would just tear up that house. My grandmother could wield a shoe with laser accuracy from across the room. I mean, just back of the head. And it was crazy living in that house, the three of us. It was always crazy. I mean, it was just my mom and I for the most part, raising us. And that's when my grandparents stepped in. But it was a trip. I mean, we always had each other. That was the thing, having siblings is interesting because, I mean, I don't know. If you have a brother or a sister, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's like an extension of yourself in a way. I mean, they share your best and your worst qualities at times. You love them and you hate them. You can't stand them, but you can't stand to be away from them. And it was like three musketeers as far as I was concerned. Like, always growing up, it was always the three of us. And then, it wasn't. And, my brother passed away, and it's like everything's just
And what
been different.
what order are you in?
I am the middle, charming, and most handsome of three, now two. I still have a younger brother. He's in Singapore. The hardest thing for this whole situation was we couldn't have a funeral because of COVID. So, he passed away, and that was pretty much it. We couldn't have a ceremony, nothing. We had to get him cremated. And I mean, we still haven't really had a chance to mourn. The first time I saw my mom since it happened, was last week. And seeing her was very much like, I mean, she's holding on to me like her only son, really, because I am the only son in this country at this point. And then my younger brother, he's stuck in Singapore. You can't even leave that country right now. And so, yeah, I mean, it's been hard, I mean, all these, I've been just combing through photos, just been combing through his photos, and he had so many pictures. They were all of, like, his daughter and, me, my younger brother, the family, like, all these old pictures that no one has photos anymore. Literally. I mean, the thought of I have a photo album that I keep a lot of stuff in. But I think about, kids these days, generations these days, you go over to people's apartments that are like in their early 20s, and you don't really see that, picture albums and stuff. It doesn't really exist too much anymore. And it's a shame, but because what happens when the electricity goes out? All that stuff is gone. So I think photos are important. I don't know. It helps me to look back, remember things to do, things not to do.
Hey, I'm Jason Bevly. I'm from Chicago, Illinois, and you're watching TRES FOTOS. All right, yeah, so the first photo that I have, it was a photo that was given to me from one of my best friends in Chicago. She's an artist just like me, and she decided to give me a going away gift of just motivational images for me to kind of stay focused on my daily grind. And I just, it was one of the first things that someone has actually given to me as far as creating a gift for me. If someone gives something to me, it's, I consider it real special, and I keep it for as however long I can. And I just thought that this was so amazing because like my ideal car right here is a Rolls-Royce Phantom, and you know, it's just like I have this right next to my nightstand, so it's like when I wake up, like, you know, that's the first thing that I see. When it's this place right next to my nightstand, so it's like when I wake up, it's like right there. It's like one of the first things that I see when I wake up, and one of the last things I see before I go to sleep, just to kind of keep me motivated and just kind of make sure that, you know, I don't veer off track of my dream and my vision. And I just think that it was just something that's like a priceless gift, something that money could never buy, and it means a lot to me. So for my second photo, I chose a photo of me, my son, and my daughter. One of my things that I like a lot is designer sunglasses, and this is like one of the most out of control pair that I could ever find. And I don't know, when you have your kids, they're kind of like your little dress up dolls, I hate to say that, and I was like just wanted to kind of put some fabulous, you know, sunglasses on them, so I don't know, to kind of signify like a fabulous life or something like that. And you know, I took the photo. This is my son Cooper right here. This was taken inside of my house. Sometimes like we do just like a lot of creative stuff, and I saw the moment and I took the photo, and I was just like, no, this would be cool to kind of keep forever, so he can see himself kind of being silly in Dad's silly glasses. Me right here, I had just got a fresh cut and I was feeling myself, so and I was just like, I need to just put these Hollywood glasses on real quick to you know, I think I put this on my dating profile and everything like that to kind of show chicks the bougie side of me. Yeah, this photo right here is the picture of my daughter Jade. This was also at my house, and I kind of like it because she, you know, anybody who knows my daughter, she's got a lot of sass to her, and you know, got a lot of flavor, and I think that it comes out a lot in this photo. And plus, you know, she has the five of the greatest black heroes in America. So I just like the way that all this photo together just kind of seems like very cool to me, and just very kind of very elegant and very rock star-ish, I guess, kind of at the same time. So I really enjoy looking at this photo, and I'll cherish it forever. So for my last photo, I chose a photo of doing what I consider one of my most favorite activities in the world. It was dog sledding in Alaska. I was doing it for my show, and it was like the most surreal experience that anybody could ever experience in a life. I recommend everybody try it one time. It was just kind of just felt refreshing. Like I went out on my own to Alaska, and I just, you know, it was like a retreat for me. And like Alaska was just a place where I found healing there, and that was just a lot of fun. But I kind of like this photo because you can't even really imagine how much space there was when we were dog sledding. It was probably like the equivalent of like six football fields together on a frozen lake. To me, it was just a completely wild time, and I'm glad that I got a chance to experience it. And I definitely like look forward to doing it more often. Like, you know, anytime that I feel like I need to get away, I'll go to Alaska and just be in touch with nature. I think that this activity right here was a catalyst for me to just, you know, appreciate nature more, and just basically appreciate the kind of the smaller things. And you know, being from Chicago and living in Los Angeles, It's like you see like a lot of city life and brick buildings and just a lot high rises and everything like that. But when you kind of go to Alaska, it's kind of like just very rural, just kind of quiet, and it's just a nice place where you can take a step back and take a deep breath and relax. I think that the importance of photos is to capture a moment in time. Certain things, like people change, and a lot of times like life happens just so fast, and a photo helps you to be able to remember the good times. So if something happens in life where someone is no longer here, you can look at a photo of them and remember their spirit, and it can bring a smile to your face. And like I said, it just kind of captures life, and it holds it in place in time.
Yeah, you can roll. Yeah, you can roll. Yeah, you can roll. Yeah, you can roll. Have the time of your life. Yeah, you can roll. Yeah, you can roll. Yeah, you can roll. Yeah, you can roll.